In this video, we're going to be talking about sentence structure. We're going to look at different types of sentence structure, and we'll analyze what makes a complete sentence in English. I hope you really enjoy it. If you do, please like and subscribe and stay to the very end to find out how you can get more content and connect with me on my website. So let's get into it. Hi. Today we're going to talk about syntax. Syntax in English is very strong. Syntax is just the rules that govern the order of the words that we use, the way that we put the sentence together, or the way that we build a sentence. So generally speaking, and when we talk about English grammar, we always mean generally. No rule is 100% in English because English is an organic language. It grows up from just the way people use it. And as people change the way we use English, then English changes. The advent of different modes of communication, like text messaging and computers and emailing, and have changed the way that we speak. I was listening to a podcast recently that talked about how the word because has changed in the last 10 years. So while all of that is very interesting, it also makes it difficult as we learn English. You might think, I'm starting to understand, and then you see something that just doesn't make sense. So bear with me. It's the best idea as you learn English is to learn everything as a rule of thumb. A rule of thumb is something that we say when we say it works most of the time. Okay? So, with that said, the English syntax rules are very strict. We always start in a statement, we always start with a subject, and then it's followed by the verb and the adverb, then the adjective, and then the object. And finally, we put the time phrase. Not every sentence has all of those components, however. For example, this sentence right here, English syntax rules govern the structure and arrangement of words in a sentence. We have the subject is English syntax rules. The verb is govern. It's a simple present verb. The structure is an object. Arrangement of words is also an object. We call this a compound object because it has an and there are two parts to the object. And finally, we have a prepositional phrase in a sentence. The prepositional phrases will go at the end of your sentence. However, the time phrases will go after the location phrases. For example, I work at a school 4 days a week. I work at a school 4 days a week is, let's write that down. We have, we would say, I work at a school 4 days a week. We would not say, I work at a school, or I work 4 days a week at a school. Okay? The time phrase needs to go at the end. Okay, so this sentence, I have my subject. I have my subject. I have my verb. And then I have my complement. This whole thing is a complement because it completes the sentence. At a school is a prepositional phrase that is a location. 4 days a week is a time phrase. We could make a time phrase that sounds like a prepositional phrase, like on Mondays. I work at a school on Mondays. The time phrase will go at the end. Okay? So that's something to remember when you're speaking English, is that the time phrase will go on the end. All right, let's take a look at simple sentences. Simple sentences consist of only one independent clause. An independent clause is a group of words that has a subject and a predicate, or the subject-verb complement, and can stand alone as a complete sentence. An example is the cat, that's the subject, is, that's the verb, on the mat, that's the complement. All right? The cat is on the mat. That's the simple sentence. One good way to see if you are working with a simple sentence is you look at the number of verbs that you have. We have just one verb, the cat is on the mat. A basic simple sentence is going to have three main components. It's going to have the subject, it's going to have the verb, and it's going to have a complete idea. The cat is on the mat is a complete idea. Okay? And we will start each sentence with a capital letter. We will separate complete sentences with periods, question marks, or exclamation marks. Okay? Not commas. We separate them with periods, question marks, or exclamation marks. All right? So let's look at some of our sentences here and see what they look like. Okay, we have the cat, that's our subject, sleeps, that's our verb, peacefully, that's our adverb, on the cozy, that's a prepositional phrase, and on the cozy is an adjective, sofa is our object. On the cozy sofa. Okay? The cat sleeps peacefully on the cozy sofa. Now, you can take some things out and still have it be a complete sentence. You can take the adverb out, and you can take cozy out. You can take the adjective out. The cat sleeps. You could even take where he sleeps out, but the cat sleeps you can't take out for it to be a complete sentence. I want to keep the adverb and the adjective in, however, because I want to point out that the adverb comes after the verb and the adjective comes before the object. If I wanted to give an adjective to this part, the subject, I would put it before the cat. I would say, the black cat sleeps peacefully on the cozy sofa. Okay? Let's look at the next sentence. We have a time phrase here. Now, I said before that we could put the time phrase every morning, that it needed to go at the end. We can also put it at the beginning if we use a comma. And there is a comma here. So we have the time phrase every morning, comma, the students eagerly listen to the teacher. Okay? So we could say the students eagerly listen to the teacher every morning. Then we don't need a comma. Now, let's see what we can cut out so that we still meet this criteria, the three main components. Okay, we need a subject, we need a verb, we need a complete idea. So we can cut out every morning. We can't cut out our subject. We can cut out the adverb. We can't cut out the verb. We could cut out the object, the students listen. Or we can say the students listen to the teacher. Okay? So just so you can see there, we can cut a lot out and still have the subject, the verb, and the complete idea. I'm going to put those back in so that we can, because I like the adverbs. Adverbs make things pretty. Have you noticed that? The students eagerly listen. An adverb tells how. The students eagerly listen to the teacher. In the garden. Now we put a prepositional phrase first, but we separated it with a comma. If the prepositional phrase is on the end, no comma. Okay? In the garden, colorful flowers bloom during springtime. Okay? We frequently like to, if we have two prepositional phrases, it's nice to put one of them at the beginning of the sentence and separate it with a comma. The old clock ticks loudly in the living room. The old, that's an adjective. I could take it out. The clock ticks, can't take that out. Loudly, I could take this one out. In the living room. I can say in the living room, comma, the old clock ticks loudly. I can say that too. Or the clock ticks. The clock ticks is a complete sentence. If I wanted to put the old, or let's see. No, let's go on to the next page and keep looking at these. Birds chirp cheerfully outside the window. Notice cheerfully goes close to the verb, but after it. And all of our adjectives go before the noun, okay? So that's something important to remember. Adverbs go after the verb, and the adjectives go before the noun. For example, the old clock. On weekdays, she practices piano diligently. Okay? The complete sentence is actually she practices piano. But we've added diligently. If you only have, let's see. Yeah. Sometimes the adverb goes a little bit further away from the verb. The idea is that you want to get it as close to the verb as possible. You could say she diligently practices piano on weekdays. The children play happily in the park. The children is your subject. Play happily is the adverb. In the park, prepositional phrase. In the park, the children play happily. You can also say that. Now, I want you to notice that these adverbs usually have a ly on the end. Okay? If you see a word that has a ly on the end, then it means it's an adverb. It should be as close to the verb as you can get it. During lunchtime, employees gather in the cafeteria. During lunchtime, now if I want to put the adjective tired, I might say during lunchtime, tired employees gather in the cafeteria. Tired employees, because tired is the adjective, it goes before the subject, employees. The tall tree stands gracefully in the backyard. Notice where these things are positioned. Notice the patterns. The subject is always at the beginning of the sentence, and then comes the verb, and then comes everything else. And we try to put the adverb as close to the verb as possible. We try to put the adjective before the noun. That's kind of a big deal. If you don't use this sentence structure, it will be difficult for us to understand what you're saying. In the evening, comma, my family watches favorite shows on TV. So we have watches, favorite is an adjective telling us about shows. Okay? So watches is the verb, favorite shows is the object, on TV. That's a prepositional phrase, on TV. We also have in the evening. If I have two prepositional phrases, like I do here, the basic sentence is, my family watches shows. And then favorite shows, the adjective, what kind of shows. But I have two prepositional phrases. I can put them on either side, or I can put them, my family watches favorite shows on TV in the evening. I'd put the time phrase at the end. Okay? This one, this on TV, is a prepositional phrase that talks about the show. So I want to put it as close to the word show as I can in that syntax. Okay, we have last month, my friend celebrated a special birthday. We can say my friend celebrated a birthday last month. We can take out the word special completely, and it doesn't really change the meaning of the sentence. During the storm, the sailors navigated the rough seas with skill. Okay, we have the object here, the adjective. The adjective goes in front of the object. Okay, the sailors navigated the seas with skill during the storm. We could take out this one. We could take out this one. And we could take out this one and just say the sailors navigated the seas. We still have a complete thought. I'm so glad that you stayed with us to the end. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. I have conversations that I offer on Zoom. If you want to sign up for those conversations, go to my YouTube or my website at thezarden.com, and I'd be happy to work you into our schedule. My conversations provide you with materials and a native speaker facilitator to help you with the conversations. They're weekly, and you'll be talking with people from all over the world. We try to keep our conversations small, so there will be no more than 8 people in your group, and I look forward to working with you. If you have any questions or you want to comment on this video, please comment below. I do look at those comments, and they help me get better at what I'm doing. I'll talk to you later, and have a great day.